Nvidia finally revealed the earnings report, the Q1 of 2026. And the result was a blowout earnings, better than what Wall Street expected, despite a lot of restrictions on export of the H20 Super Mammoth chip to China. Going forward, we will see some 8 billion hit on the China export. So that will be something to take a dive deeper into and see if that is affecting the long-term prospect of the stock. But short-term, we did see 5% up in the pre-market after the earnings report. So this was a very good signal for both Nvidia that the demand is still very, very high, and also for other chip stocks, artificial intelligence stocks, etc., going forward. And here we have the current valuation of Nvidia. The current valuation is $3.29 trillion. So this is one of the biggest companies in the world. I think it's just Apple that is bigger. You can see a steady rise here from the 31st of January 2024 to the current value. This stock has really risen, but it has been stabilized a bit since the autumn of 2024. So we will see long term here if Nvidia stock will continue to climb towards $4 trillion. When we are hitting the current valuations, it will be a lot harder for the company to just keep expanding and improve the revenue gains in the same pace, and they are not going to do that. So we have seen year over year in some segments 1, 2, and 300% gains, but going forward, Nvidia will have probably more like 15, 20, 25% gains long term in their different segments when they get revenues above like $100 billion, etc. Obviously, year over year, we will still in some segments have revenue gains around 60-70%. We can see here where they announced the earnings that the revenue was up from Q1 2025 to Q1 2026 full year. Year over year 69%, so we are still at very high numbers. But if you look forward, like the Q1 of full year 2027, it will be harder to keep this 69% pace. We have seen them have over 100%, so this is going lower. And the type of business they have, that is partly hardware driven, it is always hard to know for sure that the market will have a demand for your product like in 10-15 years away. So this is really at the peak of artificial intelligence. So the continuation of the Nvidia stock continue to be like 50, 60, 70% gains every year. They really need to be even more of an explosion in terms of hype around artificial intelligence and cloud and etc. If we compare to the estimates of Wall Street, they were a bit better. The revenue was 44.1 billion in this quarter, and that was more than the 43.2 billion dollars expected from Wall Street. It wasn't an enormous beat, but it was above. Same with adjusted earnings per share, better than expected. We should know that Nvidia often lowball their expectations so they can beat it and gain some momentum for the stock. The biggest thing from these earnings, I would say, was the exports restrictions from USA on some ships going to China. Nvidia has their H20 chips, the GPUs they use for AI infrastructure, the one before Blackwell, I think, very useful and artificial intelligence chips that has been implemented around the world. Now they say that you can't sell this to China, and this is this actually affecting the revenue a lot for Nvidia. So they took a hit on $4.5 billion charge for unsold inventory in this quarter, and going forward, 8 billion in revenue will be lost in Q2. And long term, it would have been probably, if these restrictions is still there, that would be like maybe 40-50 billion dollars a year of revenue disappearing from Nvidia. So this is a huge thing, and this is why you see the CEO Jensen going out hard in the media saying that it's very strange that we do this to the USA export, because in the end of the day, China companies from China like Huawei or similar companies will start to produce this themselves. And we have heard a lot about the trade, kind of a trade situation going on where USA are saying that they have a trade deficit, but here they have some products that China really want to buy for a lot of money, but then they put the restrictions on it. So that will make it hard for USA to close in on the trade deficit they have with China. So that's another thing to think about. Um, Going back to the announcement here, we see the gross margin taking a hit, obviously, based on the exportation to China, that charge there. The operating expenses going up a bit. They are growing, the company are growing, and obviously the expenses are growing a bit also. Operating income is going up, but not quarter over quarter, so that's interesting. Same with the net income. I guess that is based on the H20 ships also. Here we have an outlook from them about the 45 billion next quarter also. So it will be interesting if they can reaccelerate quarter over quarter going forward, because here we had almost 5 billion revenue gain between the fourth quarter here of 2025 and the first quarter. So even if this is sometimes strange, because even if it's 2025, they are saying it's 2026 Q1 full year. So this is just, don't think about it like that. So this is just the latest quarter here, from the 1st of January 2025 to the last of March 2025. So that is the quarter we are talking about. So going forward, they expect the revenue about the same next quarter. So that's a bit of a slowdown. It reflects a loss in the H2 revenue. They say it's about 8 billion. So yeah, keeping that in mind going forward. So the margins are going back to about 72%. Also, here we have some operating expenses. Yeah, depending on if you have GAAP or non-GAAP. So, and that's about, I think that's actually increasing operating expenses. So they are going hard here on the operating expenses, probably developing a lot of products, etc. This is kind of Nvidia is in the middle of the global expansion, the AI race, the future, and they are going to do their best to seize the opportunity and gain as much market share as they can here. Tax rate, yeah. And here they have some news about the data center, up 33%. So it's just insane how much they keep growing here. If I knew this, I would never had sold my Nvidia shares. I was quite early on Nvidia because back in the days I knew them from gaming, and that they were expanding into data center, etc. So I had Nvidia stock until like 2021 or 2022, and then I just focused on AMD. I chose one of them, and obviously Nvidia would have been the correct choice in retrospect. So I can just maybe a tip there, if you have an industry and a couple of great companies, maybe you should divide your investment in two of the companies if you're not sure what company will really explode in terms of share price. I feel like the analysis of Nvidia and AMD was correct, but it was Nvidia who took that mega leap. And obviously, it would have been great to still own the stocks of Nvidia. And now I feel like the stocks are like the biggest gains is already has been, so it's harder to predict the future. That is why I'm just on the sideline at the moment. So yeah, they introduced the Blackwell Ultra here for data center for accelerating and scaling AI reasoning models. Obviously, that's just important at the moment. Partnership with Humane. We also did see AMD partner with Humane. So this is Kingdom of Saudi Arabia who wants to build AI factories, and Nvidia wants to be a part of that. Obviously, earning a lot of money. The Stargate in United Arabia Emirates. Next generation AI infrastructure cluster in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Yeah. So also some big companies here: Oracle, OpenAI, SoftBank, and Cisco. So, I mean, Nvidia has all of the biggest companies in the world, so it's not strange. A lot of the companies there have not just Nvidia; they might have Nvidia and AMD and uh, some other chip companies like Qualcomm, etc. But Nvidia is the biggest one. Uh, Even if the company hedged their bet a bit, they revealed plans to work with Foxconn. Foxconn is like the producer of chips for the iPhone, I think, and the Taiwan government to build an AI factory supercomputer. They are speeding the ET infrastructure. I've seen a lot of this from Nvidia lately, a lot of investments in the ET infrastructure. So they want to be the main player in like networking, etc. And yeah, something you keep an eye on. Nvidia RTX Pro servers. They want to. I think they want to be like have a monopole in some areas. Yeah, unveiled some more AI infrastructure, custom build. That's the future. That the different companies has different demands, so they want to have a flexible partner for their specific demands. Also, they have like the Nvidia Quantum X Silicon. Also, more AI scaling, um, supercomputing. Here we have some agentic AI solutions with Alphabet and Google. Obviously, the agentic AI solutions is also the future, having a lot of AI agents. It will be interesting what companies truly have useful AI agents or what companies just have a great marketing around AI agents. So that will be, we will see if how much the AI agents will continue. You. Also, integration between NVIDIA's accelerating computing inference software with Oracle's AI infrastructure. So that's interesting. I know AMD also working a lot with Oracle. So they obviously working with both of America's biggest chip companies. Here we see that we have a lot of cloud instances in AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So same there. I know they have a lot. They both have NVIDIA and also the AMD 300X chips there. So the companies here are growing their AI and their cloud so fast. They just want everything they can get. And I'm the problem for like companies like Nvidia is just keep up with demand. I would say that is why they can sell their products for such a high price and great margins because in the end of the day, it's the only company that provides it. And obviously, AMD trying to perform at the same level, getting a bit closer, but not as good. Some more better output through the new Blackwell AI chip. Here we also some compute ecosystem, reasoning capabilities, AI agents. You see here, AI agents is the new one, reasoning, etc. Yeah, platform. So yeah, also the gaming segment is up. A lot of GPUs here. Um, but we have seen some customers and big YouTubers actually telling us that Nvidia are not as focused on the gaming side as they were. The other businesses are taking so much energy, so much time that they are not improving their GPU suite for the normal at-home personal computing gamers, and it's very expensive and not many GPUs available to buy. So that's something that has been negative. They also been accused of buying YouTubers through, for example, saying, "Sure, you can talk about our product, but just if you do it this way, and we will send you a free product." So they want really positive reviews all the time, but they are afraid of getting negative critique against the company. So it's been a bit been some videos about that lately. Anyway, they are so big that they are obviously earning a lot of money. Anyway, here they unveiled Nvidia DLS4 available for a lot of. They have really good software for their GPUs that are boosting their performance and making it a great gaming experience. Um, Also, some professional visualization. And yeah, this is very interesting. Also, the automotive and robotics first quarter revenue was 567 million, 1% down. So I think this is the future where they want to grow a lot more. They have a lot of going on here in the data center space at the moment, but this is like the future. This and the AI agents is the future growth opportunity for Nvidia, where they can grow and make this a $10 trillion company if they really become the main player here. Because if we if we are going to have a lot of at home robots, they have to be being able to do like movements like a human, and they need the software and the capabilities to do that, and the AI, and Nvidia is the best out there. And I know they are working close with the best robotics companies in the world. So here you need to keep an eye, and I would, if you really like Nvidia, you should just go into all this to understand what they are doing. So basically, this is what I wanted to talk about today. Nvidia really solid earnings. I hope this will be positive news for the market as a whole and for other semiconductor companies and AI companies, etc. I think this is like a maybe 10, 15 years play here. Um, Still, the companies that provide the AI infrastructure and they are employing and developing the AI solutions will be the companies that gain most in the stock market at first, and after that, the companies that actually use the AI products to be more efficient will, in the second wave, also be great companies to invest in. For example, if a company can use a third of their workforce in 10 years using AI agents and other efficient AI solutions instead, that company will improve their net income and their gross margin enormously, meaning that the stock price will rise. So the opportunities in the future will not just be in tech; it will be in also other companies that are using the tech, and it will also be interesting to see what kind of future startups and companies there will be. I think we will, if we, there will be some companies that really will have an meteoric rise in the future, and if you can find that, you can make a lot of money very very fast. So yeah, that is just some food for thought. I still believe that long term, big companies that are getting improved cash flow yearly, that have great management like Netflix, Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, are the best and safest bet. But if you want to gamble a bit harder. There it will be opportunities, but do your own due diligence and take responsibility for your choices out there, and just don't listen to any YouTubers. You have to have the whole picture and understand valuation, PE ratios, the cash flow. And if you don't understand it, you should at least understand what you are getting yourself into. So, yeah, thank you very much for tuning in today.